So this is the night before, so we have done 3 days worth of cooking. This is for breakfast for the 4th day. Using this frugal food challenge makes me look up new recipes sometime. And so this recipe that I got doesn't include any oil and it doesn't include any milk. So some of the things I would normally use milk and butter in my recipe, and those are 2 things that are expensive on this challenge. So I put 4 ripe bananas into this bowl and mashed them up. So now I'm adding 2 eggs. I'm going to turn around and give my hands a quick wash. And we found that sometimes these recipes that we make are new family favorites. Everybody in the family is loving the Brazilian beans, even the way we've done them, which wasn't the traditional way, the way that I was taught with bacon and everything, but we still really, really enjoy it. So to the 4 bananas and the 2 eggs, I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of white sugar. Just so everyone knows, this recipe is from All Recipes and it's called Simple Banana Bread. So 2/3 of a cup of sugar. I told you that I'd let you know as the week went on how our supplies were doing, and I forgot to tell you, we will still probably have sugar at the end of the week, but I forgot to buy sugar. Before we went on our trip, we did a big grocery clean out, pantry clean out, and I had used all my sugar, and so we went to the store, did this pickup, and I forgot to buy more sugar. My sugar is going away. I had forgotten to buy more sugar for the pantry. So before we started this challenge, the 2 or 3 days we were home, we actually used that sugar in our recipes. So, okay, now I'm going to add 2 cups of flour. A half a teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of baking powder. And then the recipe says you can add walnuts, but I don't have walnuts this week. So I'll add this teaspoon. This is a half teaspoon, so we'll add a teaspoon of that. Then I'll mix it up. Again, like I said about, I don't know, muffins I think I was making. You don't want to over mix quick breads because it can make them tough. You want them to be nice and soft. I am using a knife just to mix in the salt and baking powder to the flour so that we don't get big chunks of salt or baking powder. So we're going to mix this up just until moistened. But this recipe is nice because it doesn't have milk or oil in it, so it helps if you have people that are allergic to certain things. It's a recipe you could use in place of other stuff. We like finding new recipes that would work for lots of different situations. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention about this challenge that is making it easier for us than it might be for some people, and something you might need to take into account. My family is used to drinking water almost all the time. Oops, I dropped that one. I'll get another one. Wait, I'll be right back. I found it. Sorry. I went into the drawer to pick up a spatula and I dropped it on the floor. So I got another one rather than washing it. So we, as a family, the older people, my husband and myself, and sometimes the older girls, will drink coffee in the morning, but other than that, we drink water probably 95% of the time. So during this challenge, it's not unusual for my kids that they're drinking water at all their meals. If your family is used to drinking milk or juice or other things for your meals, you may want to account for that in your grocery budget because you don't want your kids to get dehydrated when you're trying to do something like this. So whether that be changing to a cheaper drink mix or a cheaper juice or whatever it is, make sure that you take that into account. But my kids were already used to, we're just gonna drink water and that's how it is. So we're gonna take the banana bread mixture and we're gonna put it into this 9 by 13. I think I mentioned on another video, these are easier to wash than muffin pans, but they are not as hard to get the center cooked as it is when you're making banana bread in the loaf pan. At least for me, I have a hard time doing that. So getting the center all the way cooked. So we're gonna put the banana bread into the pan. And I'm gonna cook this tonight so that tomorrow morning we have a nice, quick, easy breakfast. So you will see this video tomorrow when we've done our full day of food, and I will show what it looks like when we serve it. But for those watching, you would normally cook this, I'm trying to find the exact temperature. You would normally cook this at 350 in an 8x4 loaf pan, and you'd cook it for 55 to 65 minutes. That's the original recipe. In this pan, it's probably gonna take more like 20 to 30 minutes. So I will let you know tomorrow how it turns out. See you later.